Hello.
Hello.
Good morning.
Welcome to Bars and Bells. My name is Lauren.
And I'm Ian. How are you today?
Great.
Great. Let's start on the floor. Come on down. We have our chair apparatus out to the side. Use a little bit of a balance aid later in today's practice.
Nice to see you.
Can't read it from here, but it's so nice to see you, of course. But here we are on the floor, and we'll just start with our little wrists. And then from here, we'll try some of our body rolls from new positions. And then we'll get going and have a good old time. Are your fingertips open, long and wide? If so,
Hi.
take those fingertips and press them towards the floor. I'm going to scoot you over, Lauren. You come on in the full screen here. So wide open fingertips on the floor. They touch first, then the knuckles, then the palms of the hand. Screw those in. Gently just say a little good morning to those wrist extension movements here. And just push into the floor. Breathe into that for a couple seconds. Press yourself back. And maybe do about 3 to 5 first knuckle push-ups here. Keep those shoulders low, elbows stiff or straight, press into the floor, and return to the ground. Repeat a couple more times in a row. I got the crack out. How about you? Press through those index to pinky knuckles. Keep nice firm contact on the floor throughout. For one more time, finish with a little bit of a flick. Extend away. Do that quarter turn out to the side. Same thing, fingers open long and wide. They'd go down first, then the knuckle line, then the heels of the hands. I'll press to my right to travel left. Elbows stay straight, armpits stay down. Press to the left to go to the right. Take your breath in between and repeat. Press right to go left, left to go right. Return to center. Push through the ground. First knuckle push up. Finish with that little wiggle. Lastly, for the wrists, quarter turn, fingertips face the knees. Fingertips open, long and wide. Then the knuckles, then the full palm. At this time, with your head neutral or looking between the hands, press the index finger into the ground, lightly at first, and with more tension as allowed, and relax. Lauren, look at that sweet t-shirt. Ooh, let's stay focused on those fingers.
Thanks.
Index fingers then to the middle. So press those middle fingers down. Make sure we can breathe into that and relax. Then go to the ring fingers next. I often have a tough time making my brain and body do the same thing. And relax. And I think I nailed it. We'll go to that pinky next. And let's not forget about the thumbs.
Good.
So press those thumbs, fingertips long and wide. Slowly bend the elbows. Peel those hands up away from the floor and shake it out. If this position is okay, let's stay here. If you need to get on your back to do a quick breathing series, join yourself.
That's my cue.
Join Lauren there.
Oh.
Take a second, hand on the belly and hand on the chest. Eagle over, Russian roll, do your thing. Make those conditions just right, including the chin tuck with the energy pulling out of the top of the head. Hand belly, hand chest. 4-second belly breath in with the mouth closed. Start now. Fill it up and exhale. Repeat one more down below. The top hand stays calm. 4-second breath in, the belly could expand and then contract on that exhale. Now keep that bottom hand calm. Come back to the top and take a breath in. Trying to fill 4 or 5 seconds and exhale the same. And repeat one more time. Hopefully we could feel that chest hand rise and the bottom hand stay stable and calm. Exhale. Mixing it up a little bit, we'll take 10 breaths really quick. You ready?
Just in.
Just in. So we're going to take a big breath in. This counts as 1. And then take another one in. That's 5. And then slowly exhale. I've really liked that drill lately, particularly as that can correlate to our swings, as when we're breathing, as Lauren did on her run this morning, think about topping up versus full exhale, inhale. Let's try that one last time for today. Take one big breath in, and then again. And exhale. Thank you to our members for sharing fun, cool breathing drills with us. There's a yellow covered book going around right now called Breathe. Super good. That gentleman, he put duct tape across his mouth for 10 straight days.
No, it was the opposite. He did an experiment and he actually breathed out his mouth for 10 straight days to show the negative effects of it, including sleep apnea, snoring.
Oops.
But then
misread that.
He was preaching. No, he was breathing.
Crazy.
Sorry.
Practice those moments there. From the ground, let's take some time, get up through Lauren's favorite down dog series, and then we'll be up.
Favorite down dog. From all fours. Place your hands underneath your shoulders. Tuck your toes right now. And let's start just by lifting those knees up off the floor, tilting your tailbone long to the ceiling, and just taking a couple seconds here. Right now, both my knees are bent. I'm going to spice it up today. And I'm going to say straighten one knee, but keep that tailbone long. And then gently bend that knee and straighten the other knee and keep that tailbone long. And then gently bend both knees. Re-tilt the tail to the ceiling. Maybe this time we extend both knees at the same time. Breathing. Heels are pushing towards the floor, but they don't need to touch right now. And one more time, gently bend the knees. Re-tilt the tail long and slowly try to straighten without letting that tail round or that low back round under. Our shoulders are elevated, pushing the floor away. For 3, 2, are we standing or staying? And then slowly walk your hands towards your feet.
Use that hinge.
Bend as appropriate and extend to tall.
From a standing position, I'm just getting close to show. From the standing position, we'll continue our body roll series, starting with the head, neck, then the shoulders, and then the hips. At the head, neck, start an extension, and then pull the crown of the head high, chin low, flexing the spine. At the safe deep flexion, slowly transition towards a forward face or text neck posture, and then head neck to the ceiling. Continue one more time in that direction, crown of head high, chin low, flexion through the neck, pushing forward, reaching up, and finishing crown high, face forward. Alternate in the other direction, extension first, and then from extension, bring that chin down or forward. I love that one, that feels nice. Then chin tuck in, extension, while looking up, flexing forward, chin tuck in, resume stacked. In today's practice, we'll do a series of 2s at your workstation or in your workday or elsewhere. 10, flow it out, feel the rhythm. Same thing through the rib cage or the T-spine. For that, we'll lightly connect the chin towards chest, flex that rib cage onto the hips, and much like the face, push the sternum forward without moving the head position. Do a light back bend, making sure we're not using our low back, but rather that upper back. And then from the top, we'll pull that rib cage back down onto the hips, compress on those abs, lead with that sternum forward, into our extension phase out the back, and return center. Repeat the other direction, extension first. We'll start with a little bit of a chin tuck to contain the head neck, and then lift the sternum up by keeping the ribs down. A little bit of an opposite cue there. Then we'll candy cane at the top, flexing through the rib cage, pulling ourselves low, brace the core, and then do a back bend, not from the lumbar again, but from that T-spine. And at the top, finish with that candy cane or that flexion movement, like Lauren says, in a phone booth. And then rib cage stays low as we extend through the T-spine. Lastly, in those hips, it's that anterior and posterior tips. Anterior tip, front of hips go forward. Posterior tip, front of hips go to the back. Repeat a couple in a row, and again, try to flow from one to the next. It requires the glute squeeze to extend the hips, and then that hip flexion, just like our hinge, to soften the butt cheeks away. Last repetition. If you're standing, take your time hinging, as Lauren described on the way up, and return to that down dog position, and then we'll be on the floor.
So I'm trying to get both ways in.
Get both ways.
Use your hinge.
So
Walk
hinging,
yourself out.
vertical shins, high planks position for a moment, and then again, onto the knees. In this position, in a moment, we'll be exploring our hip car. So Lauren, take us through those actions of the hip.
From this position, hands are under shoulders, knees are under hips. I like my toes slightly tucked to create tension. And then focus your attention on that ab position there. Are you, like we did earlier, spilling that punch forward or slightly tucked under to engage that core? I'd like you to keep that neutral position the whole time, abs braced. Slowly kick a butt with a heel. So get your heel as close to your butt as you can. Your knee is still on the floor. Now, in that hip compression socket, pull the knee up off the floor, just slightly, keep kicking your butt. From here, we're going to go hip flexion, meaning the knee is going to come towards the chest or the elbow, and hold it there for 5, 4, 3, 2. Now keep that knee bent as much as you can and brush it through center and go all the way to the back to hip extension or kicking the ceiling. Once you're there, try to square up your hips, re-brace your core, so tuck under slightly, and now kick through the ceiling with your butt cheek for 5. Keep your knee bent. 4, 3, 2, keep the knee bent, pull it underneath so your legs are parallel. From that parallel position, lift it right out to the side. Check in. If you were holding a bowl of water on your back, is it spilling or falling off? Stay square for 4, knees still bent. 3, 2, legs come back underneath, parallel, and gently relax off that. Take a second off your wrists, shake it out. You don't have to spin, but I will. Same things, second side. Set up with that neutral spine, ab brace. On the second leg, bend, kicking the heel towards the butt. Now first, lift the knee off the floor, compressing in the hip, and then pull the knee towards the chest or towards the elbow and hold hip flexion, keeping that tailbone long for 4, 3, 2. Now passing through center to go up to hip extension to kick the ceiling. Once you're there, re-brace core, square up hips, hold 4, 3, 2, leg underneath to parallel, keeping it bent. And then from that parallel, lifting it right out to the side and holding. Don't twist or dip for 4, 3, 2, pull the leg back to center and gently relax. Woo-hoo.
Down dog, back up.
From here, let's do the same thing we did last time. So we tuck those toes, the knees lift, the tail tipped along, and then from here, slowly straighten those knees, walking your hands towards your feet. Add your bend again to get nice long spine, vertical hinge, to tall. Nice.
One more of our hip hula series here, and for that, we'll just get into a standing lunge. A little bit of a plie squat here. Take that step forward, the knees line up, and press yourself to a little bit of a narrow lunge stance here. Now, let's get going on a little bit of the Ferris wheels. At the head and neck, reach up and away to a top corner, pull down, and for a couple in a row, 2s or so, up, over, around.
So your nose is drawing a circle.
Then repeat other direction, to the right, to the bottom right, to the bottom left, up and around. When we split our stance like this, it heightens the awareness and the complexity of that drill. Square up, stay strong, alternate to the other side, same thing. Knee bend, leg extend to the tall position. Head, neck, same thing, up to the right, down, pull across the side, up and over, pull down, come across, up and over center, and alternate the direction, left in my case, to the bottom, and around. Whoa, hold that balance on this one, and return center. Press through, shake it out, repeat in a similar stance, knees over toes, get those ankles going, leg out front, extend to tall. Same idea at the rib cage. Slide up and over to that left, pull the rib cage onto those hips, slide to the right. Up and over, pull the rib cage down, slide to the right. Finish center and switch directions. Away from the body and under and around. And one more time in that nice circle shape, Ferris Wheels, as we like to call it. Return center, step through and under, alternate your stance. Same thing last time. Lateral shift, pull down, pull across, rise without elevating the shoulder. Pull down, pull across, rise without elevating the shoulder, and then switch directions, clockwise and counterclockwise directions here. That's one revolution. And then here, the balance again on that one's pretty tricky. And then underneath together. Lastly, for those hips, same thing. A little bit of a knee blend, plie. That's getting easier as we do a couple more of those. Hopefully that's the same for you. Out front, split stance at the hips. It's gonna be weird. So I'm gonna go this way first. And then I'm trying to bring it around half center. The knees will bend. That's okay. Just try to feel that groove in the hip. That's 2 in that way. And then we'll go 2 in the opposite way here, bringing things around. And again, these lateral hip holsters, I like to call them, hopefully feel worked. Final time, other side, knees over toes, step forward and stay tall. And then same idea here. Clock faces. Oh, this side's tougher. What about you, Lauren?
Me too.
Oh,
way harder.
Again, it's not requisite that we have the same both sides, but challenge that awareness, both sides. And I think we got to put a kibosh on this one because it's not looking so coordinated, but that's why we do it. Work on those hip mobilities. Come through. I had the easy job again, the weird job of moving them. But now we're going to cramp those hips in the positions as Lauren described from all fours.
All right, that means we have to get back down via our hinge. Chop your hips. Hang out for a couple extra seconds, feeling the length through hamstrings, the vertical shins, and then we'll slowly tip forward and walk yourself out to all fours. Again, finding that neutral core position so our abs stay braced throughout this whole activity. We're going to go connect those 3 positions, coming to the front first, side, and around the back, and then going back around the side to the front. What you need to know is your hands are underneath those shoulders. You're going to bend that single leg, getting your heel as close to your butt as you can. Lift the knee slightly off the floor, then pull that knee towards hip flexion. Pause for a couple seconds. Now take that leg out to the side. Pause for a couple seconds. The ankle might start to lift. The knee is going to drift around, drawing its circle towards the back into your hip extension there. At the back, square up to the floor and hold. Keep that knee bent. 3, 2, pull the knee back under to center. Passing, just brushing by the other leg, and then reverse it. Slowly kick to the back, extending the hip, keep the knee bent. Leg opens up to the side. Don't let those hips or whole body rotate with you. Knees drawing that circle around towards the elbow, keeping the tailbone long. As you come underneath to hip flexion, holding, and then gently coming through to center and placing the knee down. Whew. Take a second off. Turn around. Let me get the frog out. Excuse me, sorry about that. Use your hinge. Hands are on the floor again. Abs braced. We're going to go the same direction to start. So bend that knee. Slowly pull it through to hip flexion. Pausing for a second, just getting balanced established. Then lift it out to the side. Draw that circle around towards the back. Once you're at the back there, you're squared up. That glute is engaged. You're trying to kick the ceiling, and then you're pulling that leg through center and just brushing by the other one to parallel. Now reversing it. Brush back, kick the ceiling, pause, abs braced. Now slowly opening that leg up to the side, bringing the knee towards the elbow, pulling the knee underneath towards the chest, pausing, and then gently brushing through center and letting it rest. Whew. I'm assuming we're back up. Toes are tucked, knees lift. Keep the tailbone long. Gently try to straighten the knees. Let's fold up this time. So walk those hands towards your feet towards your hands. Trying to keep your knees straight. And now you're going to unstack yourself one vertebrae at a time. Head is last to lift up. Whew. Take a second.
Taking a second.
I'm just going to grab a sip here.
Performing our mobility get up next. Take a hand across your chest. We could have that hand in our own. No.
That's okay, we're still on.
Are we still on? We might have lost it. We've lost it.
I think the battery's dead or something. What do you do? That was only 25 minutes.
The camera had been on before that.
Do you want to just unplug it and continue on the stream?
I don't think it'll work. Try it.
Can they hear us, do you think?
I don't know.
We
shouldn't fight for that very same reason. Because our mics might still be recording.
Oh, so they can just still hear us.
You can hear us.
Okay. Well, let us explain the situation. We got this beautiful new capture device, which is what made us look so good today. But unfortunately, that capture device
timed out.
And now we have no video. So
what I was going to link into the next segment was we do have a 15-minute at-home stretch series that Lauren recorded just this week. So it's kind of connecting into that all fours position. And that's why I lost track of what was going on because I was thinking about that.
Do you want to start a quick new link with our webcam?
I don't know.
Really sorry, this is our learning curve right here.
Sorry for keeping on the air here. Thank you.
We feel good. I feel good.
How do your hips feel? Yay.
Great. Go do 5 minutes of get-ups if you like, or go enjoy some bacon and coffee. We apologize for the inconvenience, but we're learning how to make our picture and everything better. And with that comes technical difficulties sometimes. We apologize, but thanks for sticking with us through these last minutes of just our voice as well.
Check your weekly links, right? There'll be a link letter tomorrow with all of the links for next week's live classes, as well as that 15-minute at-home morning routine for any day of the week. Apologize for that blackout. Thank you for being here. We're going to go for a nice, lovely walk. Get outside. It looks like a nice day here. Thank you again. Take care, and see you in class.
Bye-bye.